It's the Sky Priestess, Dr. Bhairavi, and today I have a very special announcement for all of you. Now, for those of you who have been following my work for the past 10 years, you know that astrology was a part of it from the very beginning, but so too was a strong commitment to the sacred feminine and to anchoring the vibrations that were supportive of goddess consciousness in this reality. I was very active on those fronts, especially when I had my platform based on Facebook. But then Saturn return happened, and I got initiated spontaneously into even deeper ways of connecting with the shadow feminine. And without wanting to criticize, I did find that so much of what people call the dark and shadow feminine aspects of reality and experience tend to be very romanticized. They are not actually reflective of what that true experience is. That tends to happen when patriarchal traditions attempt to co opt the feminine experience in order to gain further legitimacy. It also tends to happen when feminine beings themselves have forgotten what that experience truly is. So, when I was in that phase several years ago doing workshops all around the world, this was the work that I was doing with people. And I found incredible results. I remember one workshop in Australia, and I called it Journey to the Dark Goddess. We had a group of people and a woman who, let us just say, was very in a materialistic phase. Yes, I know. And she was in a very materialistic state of mind. And we covered her, and I performed the facilitation. And when she sat up, she was a completely different person. She looked 20 years younger, and she was like, nothing happened, nothing happened. And then we held up a mirror, and she just fell silent. Because that is how powerful this work can actually be. And of course, I'm not advertising it for aesthetic reasons, but effectively, when you do this work, many different changes can happen to the body, it can happen to the life force, it can also fundamentally affect your relationship with karma, and of course, your spiritual path in general. And that is why, me being me, the moment I realized how powerful this was, I took a step back so that I could actually continue working with it to ensure that it matched my standards of safety. Because irrespective of whatever experiences one can facilitate, if you do not take the time to really dig in deeply and truly, you should not be doing it. So, several years later, now I have finally gotten clearance to continue doing that work in a way that I feel will be enriching and rewarding, not only to myself, but to all those who encounter it. So, which is why I'm calling this session the Creatrix section. For those of you who are familiar with the energies of the sacred feminine, destruction and creation are, of course, on the same spectrum. But I focused the aspect of the Creatrix simply as both sides of this process are encompassed into one. And we are in a process of collective dying. But that process of collective dying is the precursor to collective rebirth. And that is the focus of, or rather the way I will be focusing this very, very special session. There are prerequisites that I have written down, and I will share the link. Actually, I've already shared the link on the community pages. There are very specific prerequisites to this session. You must have permission or blessings from your guides, ancestors, spiritual beings that you work with. If you do not have that blessing, do not do it, because not every path is for everyone to follow. Everyone's got their different paths. Some paths are compatible with others, some are not. So, one, seek blessings. Two, you need to come with an open mind and an open heart. Because what I have noticed is when people don't know how to deal with this energy, they sit, as they often do, in the mind. And it's all chatter, chatter, chatter. It's words, fixations on thought forms, it's fixations on external constructs and tools rather than the actual direct experience. So if you're willing to put that aside and to actually just allow yourself to experience what is happening, then okay. Otherwise, you're going to need more time if that is the path for you. So this is an extremely special session. And as I said, I have put years of training and investigation, even through the worst periods of my life. I was always on this path. Even through the worst periods of my life, I was always focused on my journey with the sacred feminine. But that is not the way I chose to advertise my work. That was not the way I chose to label it, simply because there are too many distortions present. Too many people have claimed the name of the sacred feminine without ever earning it or without ever understanding what it truly means. You can change your name to the name of a goddess. You can dress yourself up. But unless you have actually experienced her, it's just fantasy and la la land. And people who are willing and ready to receive information from that level of source, where your ego is dead, it will be decapitated. Those are the people for whom this particular session will be relevant and applicable. So there is more information on my website, theskypriestess.com. And if you want to book this session, you can always go to the booking link, theskypriestess.as.me. But again, if this is something that you choose to engage with, know that it will fundamentally alter you. And know that you have to be very ready for it. So that is what I wanted to share with all of you today. I mean, I could talk more about it, but you know what I'm like. The vibration speaks for itself. And really, that's what I wanted to share. So take care. Very many blessings. As I said, the links are on the community page. And I hope those of you who are truly ready for this work will show up. Cha cha for now. Bye bye, loves.